Hello makers and welcome back to Mixed Media Masters. It's really fantastic to have you here. Now last time we took just your average hardcover book, one you didn't want, and we turned it into a sculpture of sorts. Well, today we have a similar type of project, but this time we're going to turn it into something, well, looks a little bit more like something. Let me share with you what I'm talking about. So I have a book. I have a book that I picked up at my local library at their part of their book sale. This is on the Atlantic bluefin tuna. No doubt a fantastic read. But I've decided I want to turn this into a piece of art and not read all about bluefin tuna. One of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cover off this guy, give a sense of what it's going to look like. And what I'd like to do, looking at the front-facing pages here, is I'd like to turn this into basically an illustration. I would like to actually show a bluefin tuna on this surface. Now, how the heck am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to take advantage of a few tools. And by the way, if you look in the description down below, you can grab one of these, which is this right here. Now, you can't see it probably very well at all, but this is a series of vertical lines, millimeters apart. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to use this as a guide for how I'm going to fold this particular book. So what am I going to do? Well, I have a picture of a bluefin tuna. That's right. So I'm going to take this picture of the bluefin tuna. I'm going to put it on my grid, and I'm going to use this as a way of figuring out what this project is going to turn into. Let me share with you what this process is. Now, by the way, when you download this file, it will show you that page count starting all the way over here on the left-hand side is at 0, and all the way over here on the right-hand side is at about 200 pages. So one of the things I want to first of all do is look at my book and say, if I'm going to work within 200 pages, how are we going to do that? Now, this book in particular is 256 pages long. Now, keep in mind that every page is actually 2 pages, right? Because it's front and back. But with the 200 pages basically in my measurement, that will work out really well. What I'd like to be able to do here is to say, because I have over 200 pages in here, I might want to be able to take a section at the back and a section at the front and pull those out and just work on the pages in between. And again, once we start doing this, this is all going to make much more glorious sense on what we're trying to do overall. But what I really am trying to avoid doing is starting on page 1 and working my way through to the end. So I'm going to try to figure out how many pages I want to have front and back to just give this a little bit of work. And again, if I come down here and say, well, based upon 256 pages, if I bring this to 240 on this side, that's 16. If I bring it to 16 on this side, that's 16. And maybe that's good. I'm going to have a buffer on front and back. Now, what does a buffer mean? Well, in this case, what I'd like to do is I'd like to create some space between the cover and where my artwork is going to begin. Because again, my artwork is going to be on this surface, even though it's a little hard to understand that right now. So the first thing I want to be able to do is I'm going to come back in here to my pages, and I'm going to start to make that buffer by taking the first page, and I'm just going to fold it in so it meets at its own spine, and then I'm going to just smooth it out like this. Now again, try to make this as even as possible. And by the way, one of the other tools I'll share with you is something called a folding bone. It's, in my case, not a bone at all, a piece of plastic that has a bit of a sharp edge, looks a little bit like a knife. But what this allows me to do, which my fingers don't do as well, is to create a really sharp crease in this page, something that won't unfold readily, okay? And I'm going to do the same thing with the next page. I'm going to come in here and again, just try to fold it in, try to get that as even as possible. This doesn't have to be super precise. But again, what I'm starting to see is that these folded pages now are actually twice the width, and so for every page I fold over and do this, I'm actually creating kind of another bit of a buffer. And again, I may use my bone tool a little bit along the way here, but as I get going, probably not as much because it just takes an extra step. And I'm more interested in showing you what's going on here than making sure that this is the finest piece of artwork we've ever created here on our channel. But let's do that, and I'm on page 11 here now, 11, 12, there we go. I got 2 more of these, right? 13, 14, and then 15, 16 at this end. You can see I'm getting a bit of a buffer here, right? So 16. Okay, so that's at the front of the book. And again, now when I look at the book and kind of look at it this way, you see there's we'll call it a margin, right? It's a section where nothing is going to appear. Let's do the same thing at the back of the book. Again, I'm starting on page 240. I'm going to bend that one in here at this side. And again, let's just smooth that guy right out. Good stuff. Do the next page. Get this guy here. Get that. And again, once you kind of get into a groove here, kind of easy to lay these things down. Get your crease in here. Look at, and along the way, who knows? You may actually learn some things about bluefin tuna. It's entirely possible. As you're folding your pages, you glean a little something. Now, I'm not saying I don't want to know lots of things about bluefin tuna, but it's not my primary focus. It's not my primary focus. Now, again, if it's a book you've already read and have enjoyed, maybe that's a different kind of relationship. Okay, there we go. And let me do one more. I'm going to leave the final page unfolded. Right? So now, when I look at this, I have my margins. I have the front and the back. And now I want to focus my attention on what's going on here. So what does that mean? Well, I have approximately 200 pages here, which is what I want to work with. And again, this guide here is designed to work with approximately 200 pages. What I first want to do is I want to grab a pair of scissors, and I'm going to cut out my bluefin tuna that I just printed out here. And I'm just going to try to just go around. It doesn't have to be super precise. I'm going to come in here and just get the basics of this tuna shape. Now, I will share with you that before I printed this picture of the tuna out, I made sure that it was sized accordingly so that it would fit within the grid that I'm using, because that's what this page really is. It's a grid. Okay, let's just snip that out there. Perfect. So, when I pop it in here, it's going to fit within the 200 pages perfectly for what I need to be able to do. Okay. Now, one of the things I want to be able to do is take my book here, and I want to use the top edge of my paper here, my guide, and I want to make sure it's kind of aligned with the top of the book. Okay, that's going to be important as I kind of go along. And what this means now is that the placement of my artwork is going to be where I want this to appear in my pages. And I'm going to say right about there. It's going to be about basically center of the book. So I'm going to use it as a starting guideline. Now to fix this thing down, I'm going to just use a glue stick. Easy enough to do. So let me get my glue out here. Again, kind of flip this guy over, give him some adhesive qualities. Again, we're not worrying about this. I want this to stick down pretty tight, but doesn't have to be permanent, since we're not going to be working on this permanently. I'm going to kind of just center it best I can in this space. And again, I might use my bone tool to kind of smooth this down from just a gluing standpoint. What I really would like to try to avoid is having any of these pieces of the paper gluing down sticking up. And that looks pretty good. That's going to work out for what we need to do. Now, again, this kind of gets to the main question. What are we doing? Well, here's what I want to be able to do now. This is going to be a template. And by template, I mean I'm going to use this as a guide to figure out how to fold the pages of my book. So let me, I'm going to grab a section of pages here, and I don't want to go too many in, maybe go in a dozen or 20 or so. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to start to, again, making sure my page is aligned at the top of the book, because that's kind of where I started from, and that'll be my benchmark. And I'm going to now come in here and I want to pull this page out a little bit so I'm right at the start of the image. Now, what does this mean for us? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this first page here is going to represent the first part, if you will, of the fish's mouth. And I'm going to represent that by coming in here and I'm going to fold this page so that I'm really just kind of pointing to, if you will, the top lip, and this one will point at the bottom lip. Okay? And again, if you want to use a bone tool to make these nice and tight, it's probably worth the extra time to do that. All right? Now that's our first page. What I want to do now is I want to take my sheet of paper and I want to push it into the book a little bit. I'm going to go to the next page and I'm going to push this in basically one line's worth. And again, this takes a little bit of gentle touch sometimes, but just, you know, you can feel it. Again, precision is not as valuable here. We're going to go for a general approximation. But I've gone in roughly a line or so, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come in here, I'm going to take this page, I'm going to point at basically whatever the top outline is for this fish. And down here, I'm going to point at whatever is the bottom outline for this fish. Okay? You're going to learn something about fish physiology along the way. Now, once again, I'm going to go to the next page. I'm going to push this in another line's worth on my guide. I'm going to repeat the process. And again, I'm going to make sure I stay pretty tight up here at the top. Okay? And it's going to be a repeating process. Now, it's going to be varied because we're going to be at different parts of the fish as we go through here. But there we go. And we're going to come over here. And I'm going to do the same thing and point to where we are on the outline. All right? Now what we're starting to see here, although it's very subtle, is that we're going to start seeing basically, if you will, kind of a reverse image of this fish that's going to appear in the center of these pages. Now we're still very early in this process. Now let's do one more together and push this in again, another line, and now an opportunity to say, okay, so let's point to this top line of the silhouette of our fish. Let's point to the bottom edge of the silhouette of our fish. And we're going to keep doing that. Now, I'm going to keep pushing this in. One of the things that will happen before too long is this paper is going to run out of room to be pushed because it's going to be pushed into the book. And at that time, you're going to have to take this out and fold it and use the rest of the template as you go through the book. And the other thing is you're going to go through this every 20 pages or so. If you try to do too many pages, what ends up happening is that you're kind of away from the artwork because the number of pages kind of curves the lines a little bit, and you want to make sure that you're doing whatever you can to kind of pull this together. Now I'm going to do this for a little bit. You don't have to watch every step of the way, but we'll come back in a little bit and see how we're progressing. Now, as you can see, it takes a while to get through the process, but what we're starting to see, if we look at this, is the outline of our fish. Now again, this is not a fine detail sort of artwork. This is a general detail sort of artwork. We can see the top fin that we've created and the bottom fin down here. We have a few more fins we're going to put in. One of the challenges I'm running into is that as I push this paper closer and closer in, eventually I'm going to run out of space. So what I want to do now is I'm going to take my piece of paper with my fish on it, and I'm just going to fold it in, well, just in enough so that I can finish the rest of my project without this being a problem. Okay, so what this means now is if I go in and grab the next chunk of pages here, now when I come in here, I can insert this. Again, I'm going to line top the paper with my book and then kind of readjust. And if you forget where you are, just go to the last page you folded, and that'll give you a sense of where we are, right about there. We're just starting in on those additional fins. Okay, so I'm going to jump back into doing some more folding, and then we'll talk about what the end results are going to look like. Now there's one other thing I'd like to share with you here, and that is I'm getting to a place in my design where actually I have more than 2 points of contact. So in this case with this fin, I don't know if you can see this, I can reach the top of the fin, but there's also the bottom of this fin, and then there's the bottom of the fish in general. So what I'd like to be able to do is if I don't grab that bottom, I'm going to just end up with an amorphous blob in that area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to come in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just create a crease here in my paper, just cut it that way. And this gives me an additional piece that I can move and fold that will pick up the bottom of that fin. Does that make sense? And so again, I'm going to have to do this for any of the pages that have more than 2 points of contact here. And this is going to be just a short little blip here. Let me do the next one here. If I push this in a little bit further, which is what I'm doing, and let's get that top part of the fin there. Let's do the bottom part of the fish like that. And then once again, I have another point of contact with my design. So let me just cut this paper so I have an opportunity to now fold one more point, which is going to be popping in just like that. So we're going to have a point there, point there, and a point there. All right. Anyway, that's what we're doing. That's only going to happen a little bit, probably on the bottom fin in a little bit too. But let me jump back into this and finish this up, and we'll talk about what we want to do next. Okay, now again, it takes a while to get through this. It's a good time to put on a podcast or an audiobook or something, but we're pretty much done. Now, if you squeeze it up a little bit, you can kind of see your fish here. So that is a bluefin tuna. Yes, it is. It definitely is. But again, what we're going for is the approximate shape. We're not going for anything that actually is looking like anything precision-wise. It's really more of an outline of this fish. Now that's the concept behind this whole thing. Now would anyone in their right mind go toward a picture of a bluefin tuna? Probably not, But the point simply is that I wanted to show you thematically how we might link our art with our book, but also to show you how we can create some different shapes that we could work with in here. Now other ideas, like, maybe something a little bit more romantic, like putting a few hearts in here. Again, it's really up to you. I've done this with monograms, so if you have somebody, put their initials in there. Or, love, or whatever you want. Anything that you can print out and use in this way will work. This time, it was a bluefin tuna. Anyway, kind of a cool thing to do with a book that you no longer need. You need at least 200 pages to work within this system, but you're generally not hard to do. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you today. I hope this was fun. Hope you come up with some great ideas on projects you can make for your loved ones along the way. Yeah, kind of fun. And again, sit it in your bookcase, do whatever works, and say, hey, that's a picture of a bluefin tuna. Yes, it is. Anyway, that's all I have for you. Thanks so much for being here. And as always, we love it when you subscribe, and we can share these ideas with you on an ongoing basis. So feel free to hit that subscribe button down below and join our growing family. This is Spider. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.